Okay, so this was the quiz that we took last Friday. This is just going to be us going over it to make sure you've got this down, and if you have questions, let me know. So this first one's going to be on Pythagorean theorem. So the only thing we have to do is identify the hypotenuse, which in this case is going to be your x. So this one is going to be 6 squared plus 8 squared equals x squared. The 6 and the 8 are interchangeable. It could be 8 squared plus 6 squared, doesn't matter. It gives you the same answer. The only thing that matters is x comes last.
Like 3 squared plus 4 squared is 5 squared, so you can multiply by
It is. It is a Pythagorean triple, so it is just one of those.
Yep.
Good. So that'd be 36 plus 64 equals x squared, which makes it 100. 100, it's not writing 100. Doesn't look like 100. Equals x squared. That's not a square. You love when the internet is so fun. Take the square root of both sides, and the square root of 100 would be 10. Bless you. Okay. Anything on Pythagorean theorem, the basics, straightforward, anything? Okay, here we go. Question number 2. Pythagorean theorem with radicals in it. Again, the thing you got to do is identify your c. Here's your c. It'd be 2 square roots of 3 squared plus 6 square roots of 2 squared equals x squared. Okay, now remember on this, you're multiplying the outside number twice and the inside number once. So it's going to be 2 times 2 times 3. What would that give you? 12. And then it'd be 6 times 6 times 2 would be what? What was it? 6 times 6 times 2. 72. And then 12 and 72 would be 84 equals x squared. You would take the square root, and you have to look at the directions to decide what form you're leaving it in. Since this one says to round to the nearest hundredth, then you need to make sure that you have 2 decimal places. What's that give you? 0.17. Is x. Okay. Questions, concerns, anything?
So when is it like in the Pythagorean theorem where when the x will always, then would you want to use like the x will be the b sometimes?
Oh, absolutely. You could end up with one like that. Yes.
But for
so
specifically like the x has to be the c always?
It not for this particular problem it does. Let's say I did the exact same problem, but instead I put it as I can't do the, I only know the decimal for this, so 9.17, and then I said 2 square roots of 3, and this one was x. Then when I did this one, it would be 2 square roots of 3 squared plus x squared equals 9.17 squared. Now that's not going to work out nice because that's a rounded answer, so I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't give you those numbers really, but that's what I had because that's what we were working with. Anybody else? Okay, here we go. The next one's get into special right triangles, guys. This is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. In a 30, 60, 90 triangle, we identify the short leg before we do anything else. There's our short leg. We are going from the long leg to the short leg. That means we need to divide by the square root of 3. To divide 12 by the square root of 3, you've got to multiply top and bottom to get that radical off the bottom. So 12 times the square root of 3 is just going to be 12 square roots of 3. And then the square root of 3 times square root of 3 is going to be 3. The 12 and 3 can reduce. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 12 4 times. And your answer would be 4 square roots of 3. That is your short leg. That 4 square roots of 3, which is D. 4 square roots of 3, guys. To go from our short leg to the hypotenuse, we are going to multiply by our magic number of 2. When we multiply by that 2, that's going to make it times 2. Guys, you just multiply the outside numbers. That makes it 8 square roots of 3. 8 square roots of 3. C. Questions, concerns, anything about it? Okay. The next one is a 45. Yeah. Sorry, I have to do mine's like on different pages. I don't know why it's like this. It just is. This is a 45, 45, 90. And a 45, 45, 90. If one leg is 8, the other leg has got to be 8. Guys, that shouldn't take us any work. 8. Then to go from the leg to the hypotenuse, we are going to multiply by what magic number? Radical 2. So it's just 8 square roots of 2 for that hypotenuse, which is D. Okay, next one. This is a 36. Oh, sorry. This is a 30, 60, 90. And the 30, 60, 90, we have the hypotenuse, and we need to go backwards to the short leg. What are we dividing by? 2. 50 divided by 2 is just going to be 25 for that short leg. We're just dividing it in 2, guys. Then to go from the short leg to the long leg, you multiply by radical 3, makes it 25 square roots of 3, which is C. Questions, concerns, anything? Okay, let's do, I think we got, yeah, we're getting close. Let me do one more and then we'll be done for today. Just because of time wise. Wait, is 6 the next problem? Is it the last 45, 40, like the last special right triangle? Okay, this will fall good time wise. Okay guys, here we go. This is a 45, 45, 90 triangle and a 45, 45, 90. We're going from the hypotenuse to the leg. To do that, we are going to divide by the square root of 2. Guys, what happens when you take 4 square roots of 2 and you divide by the square root of 2? They cancel out, and your answer is 4. And if one of the legs is 4, then the other leg is also going to be 4. Okay, good work today, guys. What's your only homework tonight?